Bodybags, where horror lies.
What is up, y'all? Welcome to a special theme week on the Bodybags. This is Kaiju / Giant Monster Week. So, I thought with Kaiju in mind, I think most people when they hear Kaiju or think of Kaiju, those that are familiar with it, that would be Godzilla. I'm actually going to review Gojira, the original Japanese version. This, of course, is the Americanized version, Godzilla King of Monsters. I checked out the Japanese version. I DVR'd on Turner Classic, but I really need to grab the criterions of that flick for sure. I'll go over the differences a little bit later in the review. But starting out, Gojira starts out with this fishing boat and basically a tragic event that happens. Crazy storm develops, and multiple people are killed. This fishing boat is sunk, kind of by an unseen force, and that is kind of a repeating theme in the early parts of this film. You have a sea captain. It's one of the main characters. You have a professor. There's kind of multiple little side stories. They all kind of develop into one, which I kind of like about this one, and it also is something that I prefer in the U.S. version, which I will mention a little bit later, as I said. But yes, like I said, you have the sea captain, you have Yomain, and then his daughter. You have a professor. You have these main characters, and basically they are. Locals are starting to rumor around town about these tragic events and saying that it is an ancient sea monster, Godzilla. And then the narrative leads you to believe that a lot of this ancient sea monster is being affected by the nuclear radiation and from the attacks, of course, from World War II. So it has a lot of real life themes to add to this film, and I believe it. It really adds the narrative, and the depth of messages it's getting across in this film are quite vast. So yeah, basically, like I said, the locals are trying to appease this monster. They do a ritualistic dance, and it ends up the storm happens. A little bit more shit wreaks havoc, and then you get the first reveal of Godzilla. And yeah, basically from there on out, and basically they're gonna research and try to create a weapon, that's great enough to kill this unstoppable monster. That being said, with it being an unkillable monster, is the weapon that they're creating, going to do more damage than good? That's a big narrative in this film. A lot of theories out there point to Godzilla being a straight up metaphor for nuclear attacks, the Hiroshima bombings, stuff like that. Because there's definitely a lot of things about nuclear radiation and stuff, and its impact, on just the overall destination and how can it really be stopped. Gojira is very important to the franchise, I believe. It really helped put Kaiju on the map. Of course, wasn't the first. Influenced by, of course, like King Kong and Beast from 20,000, Phantom from 20,000 Phantoms, or Beast from 20,000 Phantoms. Influence from older flicks like that. But I think Godzilla really put him on the map and made him famous. Of course, influenced countless sequels, which I'm a big fan of those. But Gojira is by far the most serious that I've seen so far. I heard Shin Godzilla goes back to the what Gojira has done, but like I said, really somber tone, and the pacing is quite vast difference. I want to go into the little differences here and there. The pacing is drastically different. It's very tedious in Gojira, and really adds more impacts when you do have the appearances Godzilla. Maybe some of the effects do not hold up as greatly as possible, but being 1950s, still landmark stuff. Great cinematography there. And of course, the haunting score, just landmark stuff. Iconic piece of music, really. Um, yeah, it really has this serious tone that really doesn't, it really doesn't lend itself to the rest of the series. It's kind of giant monster battles, and um, of course, this went on to influence countless other things, even non-giant monster stuff. Just this style of filmmaking with, stuff like Super Sentai Warriors and Power Rangers, basically the American version, and stuff like that. It really has touched a lot of places other than just directly the Godzilla franchise. Um, and of course, countless other influences, rip-offs, that kind of stuff. But Gojira, very serious, haunting film, really, nightmarish. Just has one of the most serious tones. I, the only thing I do like in Godzilla, the King of Monsters, the U.S. version, Raymond Burr really lends himself um, to the overall fluidity of the movie. He connects all the other stories together, I think, quite well, being the TV news reporter. But that being said, it runs 20 minutes shorter. So a lot of narrative and scenes are took out. Even like opening sequence scenes are took out of the U.S. version. I mean, some pretty impactful stuff that really changes the tone. I know there's a few phrases and nuclear mentions and stuff that are edited out of the U.S. version as well. Um, like I said, the dark undertone and just the social commentary runs thick on Gojira. Haunting film, um, one of the greatest giant creature films of all time, in my opinion. Um, a straight up 10 out of 10, guys. I have to give it that. Um, you can find flaws in every movie, but for just what it has done to influence all the kaiju films and just really put its stamp on it, like I said, and really had its heart there in the serious tone. The story and narrative's there. It's not just a creature slugfest. So that is Gojira, 1954 Godzilla, slash Godzilla King of the Monsters, 1956. So hope y'all enjoyed. That's my thoughts on the classic. And definitely stay tuned this week. I know we got some more Godzilla coming up and some different giant creature flicks for y'all. So stay tuned. Fun stuff. As always, peace.